Hey guys, I'm Mitch.
I'm Austin.
This is Super Platinum Achievement, and we have a new year, which means new things to look forward to with all these video game companies. Today we're going to talk about Sony. But first, if you guys are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button down below. We really appreciate it. Also, at the end of this video, if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. That helps us out a lot as well. And share with your friends if you feel so inclined. But we expect Sony to have a pretty good year. They had a huge 2022, really with just, two games that were theirs, and then they had some timed exclusives that did really well. Yeah. But with Horizon and God of War, fantastic year of 2022. We expect 2023 to be even bigger.
Yeah, I think so. And I think what's going to start it off right away is officially the PS5 shortage is done. Yeah. They announced beginning of January this month that it is now over. There's no more shortage on PS5, so you're going to start seeing them pretty much everywhere at this point.
Yeah, you already are. Most of them are the bundles.
Yeah.
You're seeing a lot of the God of War bundles out there. A lot of the Horizon bundles.
Good bundles.
Which is fine because most people
I like
are
bundles and I don't like.
Get those games.
Yeah, exactly.
And plus it's a $10 discount because it's instead of being $570, it's $559. So you get $10 off if you buy the bundle.
Smart.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's going to be a really big thing because I think a lot of people have been waiting, obviously, because they haven't been able to get a PS5, and now that they have the chance to, they will actually go back and get games like Horizon, God of War, because maybe they didn't want to play them on the PS4 version. Yeah. They wanted to actually do the PS5 version, which I know.
See that PS Plus subscription service
go way up. I think it's going to be on that side of it huge. Also, and then the other side of it, they're coming out with some pretty good games again. Shocker! I mean, Sony knows how to release just knockout after knockout, and this year's probably gonna be no exception. We're starting off the year strong with Forspoken.
Yep.
Comes out January 24th, I believe, so just right around the corner here. And this did get delayed. It was supposed to come out last year.
Delayed twice. It was supposed to come out April of last year originally,
and then it got delayed to like October, November, but then they didn't want to compete against God of War, which probably was a smart call. So here it is, beginning of 2023, and I think this is going to be a big deal, and I think this is actually going to be a big deal for a lot of games moving forward, is this game's solely PS5 only.
Yes. It's coming to PC, but it's not coming to the PS4. It's not cross-generation.
So I think we're going to see this leap forward that we haven't quite seen yet with the PlayStation 5, just because of COVID and stuff like that, and the shortage, they kind of held on to the PS4, I think, a little longer than they were wanting to. So I think finally we're going to see this really big technological step forward with game development. I think this game is going to be the one that really shows that off, because if what you've seen so far looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good. The demo was great. A lot of people liked it. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Obviously, that's not from Sony. That is an exclusive from Square Enix coming to Sony, which a lot of these are. A lot of the games coming out are not Sony Studios games. There's only, I think, 2 in here that are. But there's a lot that are still exclusive to PlayStation 5, or that PlayStation has a big hand in, which brings us to our next one, which is Hogwarts Legacy. Obviously, that's coming to absolutely everything, but Sony has a big marketing deal with them to market that game, so it's going to, and it has some exclusivity, because it's got exclusive missions, exclusive shop items, exclusive shop itself, that are only on the PlayStation 5. So it's going to be big, because I don't know how their deal works with the marketing, because Sony paid for all the marketing for that game. But I imagine they're going to get something in return for that. Or it's just that most people are just going to get it for the PS5, which is going to be the return by itself. I think that's going to be far and away sold more on the PS5 than any of the other console. Probably talked about it, and then probably you're going to see Switch next, PC, or Xbox in there somewhere. Yeah. I think Switch is probably a guaranteed number 2.
Just because the volume of Switches out there.
Exactly.
But I'm kind of thinking PC will be number 3 over Xbox because of the Steam Deck. I think it's going to be a big one where people are going to be like, oh, this is going to be a good game for me to play on the Steam Deck because I can take it with me. And then I think that
they're out there now.
Yeah, they're out there, and I think that's going to be a kind of a big boon for the PC gaming this year. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Sony.
But yeah, then you got other games that now is a Sony studio, and that's coming from Bungie.
Yes.
And Destiny 2's latest DLC being Lightfall.
Yeah.
So now Sony gets profit from that because they own Bungie now officially. It's not still going through it. It's now owned. It's coming to everything, of course. Yeah. Sony said we're not going to take it away. They're keeping it on multi-platform.
They're not taking away games from gamers.
They're not doing that, but they're going to get profits from this game. So that'll be cool. I personally haven't played Destiny at all. I know you did for a while.
I did for a while. I kind of fell out of it because it was one of those games. It's like either you play this game and nothing else, or you can play other games. And I was kind of like, I just made the point, especially when with doing this, I'm like, I can't just be on one game. Because I have friends that like this is still like all they play. And it's great. I mean, Destiny 2 was fun. It's super good. Every DLC they've released has been really good for Destiny 2, and this is probably no exception. This is like the first big one in a year. So people are waiting eagerly for it. It's going to sell really well. So, and, that's all I got.
Yeah, and then obviously we got the big launch of the PSVR 2 that's coming out. Sony's got a few games coming out for that, including their own studio one of Horizon Call of the Mountain is coming out. That's going to cost a pretty penny, though, and then you got to pay for the game as well. Obviously, it's going to be great. I've heard great reviews about it. Everybody says that the resolution is absolutely fantastic.
It's the number one VR on the market. Like for specs is is how they're going to go for. Is it beats the HTC Vive on specs, resolution, refresh rate, all that kind of stuff. So
and then the eye tracking is apparently phenomenal, like to perfection. So that's going to be pretty big. I've never been into VR. I probably won't get this because it's so expensive. He's looking up to confirm the price right now, but I'm pretty sure it's he's right, $549. So $550.
And they already announced Gran Turismo 7 will be day one with the PSVR to play in VR, which I think is super cool. That'd be something I would do personally because I love that game, and I think VR with the driving would be a lot of fun.
You get a whole sim set up.
I want to get the wheel. Sweet. I have someone at home telling me I can't. So
surprise, it's here. I don't know how.
Oh, it must have been a shipping error. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
There's that. And that's going on there. So big first couple months for Sony, and then we're kind of looking more into the future here. So we got Street Fighter 6, which once again is not going to be exclusive to Sony, but they seem to advertise a lot for Street Fighter, so I think they're probably...
Street Fighter 5 was exclusive to Sony, so people that are continuing it...
We'll probably end up getting on PlayStation. I'm sure they will get exclusive content, stuff like that, because they that's what they do. So Street Fighter 6, I think, is going to be another big game, and people love Street Fighters. They sell really well every year. So that's going to be a big one. But I think the first big seller of the year for them is going to be Final Fantasy 16. It's been delayed or teased and just it's been kind of moved around a lot, so we finally have it this year. It's coming out. It is only PlayStation 5. So I know there was a drama that it was going to come to PC, and maybe it will eventually, but currently it's only going to be a PS5 launch. So
it probably will eventually, but like all Sony's games are starting to, but it'll be a matter of probably at least a year.
And Final Fantasy 16, I think, is going to be probably one of the most sold games this year. And especially because it's only going to be exclusive, which is going to be even better for Sony that it's going to be the number one game and only on their console.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big one. For me, the one I'm most excited for, and probably a lot of Sony fans, it's officially coming out in fall of this year. That's Spider-Man 2. We haven't seen anything more on it. We've just seen the one trailer still. We just got the announcement of when it's coming out. And we've got some speculation on that as well, on what could possibly happen. But they said it's not going to be co-op. They might surprise us later with that. I think that would be huge. Don't expect it, though. Don't say we said that's going to happen. I'm just kind of hoping that's going to be a surprise. Yeah, that'd
be pretty fun. Someone's Peter Parker and someone's Miles.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Swinging around.
That's a huge opportunity, and if they don't, it might be a little bit of a missed opportunity. But I'm super excited for that game. And I think that might tease another game that we don't know when it's coming out because we haven't heard anything about it since 2021. And that's Wolverine. We'll talk about that in a second because that's not confirmed for this year. But we think there's a possibility that Wolverine might might show up.
And the last confirmed game coming out is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yeah. So it is, you don't necessarily need to play Final Fantasy VII, the remake, or the original to play this one. It's kind of its own little story. But fans are super pumped for it because it's Final Fantasy VII. People love Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, it looks fun. Obviously, I recommend playing Final Fantasy VII, the remake or the original, either one. Playing the original also, because if you can get past the graphics, it's still a really good game. If not, the remake's pretty good too. But yeah, Final Fantasy's having a big year on Sony this year, so that's going to be a big one. And then we're kind of looking at games that have been announced that we don't know if they will be this year. Maybe we'll just get more info on them this year, like we were talking about Wolverine. We don't know if it is going to be this year. We're kind of doubtful.
Probably not, because Spider-Man's coming in the fall.
But we are speculating, you heard it here, he will make an appearance in Spider-Man 2.
And that's what they're waiting for, to bring more info about the Wolverine game.
So, and then I can kind of see Wolverine being an early 2024 game. But that obviously is not this year, so we'll stop talking about it. But that's kind of what we think there.
Yep. And then there's other games that we don't know anything about that we're kind of doubting they come this year, but there is still a chance. The one I think most likely to come at the end of this year is the Silent Hill 2 remake, because that's been in development for quite a bit.
And we just got news about it that it's going to be a remake of the story from the original, but it's just with updated graphics. So it's not going to be
not doing any story changes, just gameplay changes, and it is exclusive to the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
And according to Xbox's argument lately, it's not a timed exclusive. It's staying on the PlayStation 5, never coming to Xbox. So that's what Xbox says, so it's probably true, because they don't know about it coming to their own console. So, but at the same time, who knows? And then other games we got that we have no idea. There's rumors about the Last of Us multiplayer.
Yes, the faction. So the rumor that I saw is, because we've talked about this, that Naughty Dog's been working on the multiplayer that was supposed to come with Last of Us 2, that they ended up taking off the game when the game launched because they wanted to go way bigger with it. So the rumor is Factions will be obviously its own game. So yeah, it's going to be rumored to release on the 10th anniversary of the first Last of Us, which is June 14th, obviously 2013, so now 2023, 10 years, boom. Which I think very likely sounds like something they would do. It's been almost 2 years since Last of Us 2 has released, so why not get it out on an
I think that's pretty possible. Don't expect it. Don't be disappointed if it doesn't come, because it is a huge game and we haven't seen a thing on it. And there's a couple more games that we don't know about either. The least likely, I think, to come out this year, because it's had a bunch of development issues, that's Knights of the Old Republic remake. That one was originally supposed to come out around this year, but now I think at best we're looking mid to end of 2024.
So we're hoping we just get an update that the game's back in production, because it's now been indefinitely it's like an Xbox game. It's just kind of hanging hanging out there. We don't know what's going on with it. So hopefully we do get some info on that. And then we do have one more game as a JRPG looks like coming out.
Eternights or Eternights. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Which obviously JRPG fans will probably be excited for that. It looks pretty good.
I'm a JRPG guy. Yeah. I'll probably play that.
So that one will probably sell really well too. So, and that one I think is coming out this year. They just don't have a time window.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there will be more that they will announce soon. Sony typically does a big announcement early in the year for kind of what
February, I think, was the last time.
And maybe they'll do something around the time with the launch of the PSVR 2 to kind of obviously hype that, and then maybe show off what's coming on in the future. So whenever they do that, we will let you know, because we'll be here.
But no matter what, even with what we got confirmed, it's going to be a pretty good year for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
They've already surpassed 30 million units. I think they're going to possibly double that now that the shortage is over. I think they're going to hit 60 million by the time the year's up.
Yeah, it's going to be a big year for them, and especially with moving hardware, which is good. Good for them. So
yeah. So hopefully everything holds true. All these come out, because we don't want to be disappointed. We don't want to see them do what Xbox has done and promise and not deliver. So we're not saying that's past them, but so far they haven't done it. Yeah. So we're looking forward to this year. Let us know what you guys think. Is there something you're looking forward to specifically coming out from PlayStation? Is there something we may have forgotten to mention that you're looking forward to? Or is this year not as exciting for you as it is for us? Let us know in the comments. We love to chat with you guys. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. share with your friends, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again soon on
Super Platinum Achievement.
Bye.